Diana, welcome. Thanks for being on the show with us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, you are a professional speaker and you train other people to be confident when they speak.
Correct.
So a lot of people would be nervous when they speak. It's a very common fear, right?
It is a very common fear. Yes, some people like to say it's their number one fear.
Wow, more than death, right?
There is that joke out there that people would rather be in the coffin than giving the eulogy at a funeral, but
Yeah. Why?
I think we all know that's not true.
Why do you think it's such a common fear?
I think it's becoming more common now because, firstly, people have started to listen to this concept that it's got to be your number one fear. So it's like, oh, yeah, it's their fear, so I've got to fear it. It's scary.
Yeah.
And then people are starting to lose touch with just that formal speaking opportunities that they used to maybe have every day in a meeting or every week in a weekly meeting.
Yeah, I guess the rise of technology, you know, we can message people, email people, all that kind of stuff. People are speaking less.
I think so, and you know, people are avoiding even phone calls these days where we grew up having to use the phone. Other people these days are sort of, oh, no, I don't actually call anybody.
Yeah, when I was growing up, we weren't allowed to use the phone because it was so expensive.
Yeah, exactly right.
Showing my age now. So Diana, your book has just come out. Congratulations.
Thank you.
New print smell. Don't you love that?
It's very exciting.
So, hey, tell me about the book, The Naked Speaker.
Well, the title, first of all, is a play a little bit on that naked chef concept that was such a refreshing change for the cookbook industry. But it's really about the fact that when we stand up and speak, we feel nervous and naked.
Yeah.
And there's that silly thing about, oh, just imagine them all naked. No, worst advice. Because you're the one that feels exposed and naked. And that's how a lot of people will relate to that.
Yeah.
It's also called the Public Speaking Cookbook because I've figured out there's weird similarities between creating and delivering a speech as there is with cooking. And so I kind of just pull on those analogies to help people go, oh yeah, I get that. Yeah,
Okay.
I can cook up a speech or a presentation.
So I love this one, Recipes for Speaking Nerves. What's your advice for people when they start speaking? That's often where the nervousness takes hold, isn't it?
It is. The nervousness often comes about when they're going outside their comfort zone or they're speaking to a larger group, and in particular if they're standing up. So a lot of it is about preparing and understanding the nerves and then doing practice and rehearsal, but also just understanding that the nerves probably will never really go away, and that's okay. You can actually use some of that energy to bring some life and some spontaneity to what you're going to say.
Oh, right. So what you're saying is the nervousness is actually your friend in some ways.
Yeah, that might be a hard sell, but certainly there are ways that you can reduce your nerves so that you can get through whatever presentation or speech you've got without actually losing sleep, sweating buckets, and running off to the toilet every 5 minutes.
Brilliant. Well, that sounds very useful for everyone. So tell me a bit about your own experience of speaking.
I started public speaking training when I was actually living in Singapore and really needed to build up my self-confidence. Now that sounds very strange. Why would you think you could get self-confidence from public speaking? But it really worked well for me, and I started to really enjoy the public speaking side of it and end up building my self-confidence that I ended up getting a job in a foreign country, which was fantastic again.
Right.
I moved through what was called the Toastmasters system there, and when I moved back to New Zealand, I actually really felt a really deep desire to help other people find that self-confidence and get better at public speaking. So I started my business, and a couple of years later I'm writing a book to help people.
Wow. Now, you mentioned that confidence is not just in public speaking, but it can help you in all sorts of areas of your life.
That's right. The public speaking is a tool that you can use to build your self-confidence and then apply it within your work life, your community, even just plucking up the courage to tell your partner something that you probably wouldn't have previously.
Yeah. Now, there are lots of books out there on public speaking. Why is this one different?
I noticed that there wasn't a book for people that are speaking just, say, in their work environment. You know, can you please do a presentation to the executive team? Or there might be an opportunity where you could speak at a conference. It's not really a keynote, it's not a TED Talk. You just need to get through and find out quickly how to do that.
Yeah.
And so this can be used for your home life and work life, and almost every day, in fact, to build your self-confidence every day.
Now tell us, where can we get the book? I've got my copy, but where can everyone else get theirs?
The copy you can either get electronically, so you can get it through Amazon and have it on your Kindle.
Yep.
And you can order it through bookshops. They can order it in for you, or off the nakedspeaker.co.nz website.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you.